friends, welcome back to Mindful Moments. Today's Mindful Moment focuses on mindful breathing. My name is Mariana and I am a mindfulness education teacher. I work with the national and international organization Yoga for Youth that does really great work with youth around the country and in fact around the world as well, and also support the Montgomery County Public Schools with mindfulness education and programming. I'm really happy to be here and to guide you all today through two different breathing techniques, fall under the mindful breathing topic. The breathing techniques are Bellows Breath, or also known as breath of fire, and box breathing. A little bit about me, or a little bit more about me. I am Puerto Rican. I speak English, Spanish, learning Mandarin, and also learning American Sign Language. I offer my segments in both English and Spanish, so if you're interested in practicing today's mindful breathing segment in Spanish, you can look for it in the Mindful Moments collection, and you'll see all the other ones that I offer in Spanish as well. So today we'll be doing two breathing techniques, and I like to think of it as purposeful breathing. And the reason why I call it purposeful is because really we breathe automatically. So to hear me say this is part of the learning how to breathe mindfulness techniques, it kind of sounds odd because, well, we breathe every moment of every day. However, there's much like exercise or art or any other kinds of activities that we do, there's different ways of doing it, different styles, different purposes, and for different almost durations even. There's a big difference in how we breathe when we are stressed or when we are strained or after we've done exercise, and when we're tired, we'll breathe differently. When we're sleeping, we breathe differently as well. And so practicing these different types of breathing techniques not only helps us learn more about how we breathe, what our natural sort of breathing rhythm, breathing state is, but how to actually access and utilize different breathing techniques for different purposes. So today's are going to be about energizing ourselves, but also the second technique will be about relaxing ourselves. And one of the reasons why I find breathing techniques especially helpful is because of the long list of benefits for our health. And I'll just list a few. One of them is it helps create clarity in our mind. The other one is that it helps to reduce tension, not just in our body, but tension in how we speak, how we communicate. Another benefit of breathing techniques is to increase energy, which we'll try one out today. And also I like to think of breath as like another form of nutrition for our body. Just like we eat, as part of our nutrition, we breathe as part of what we bring into our body. And in this case would be oxygen. And oxygen is just wonderful because it comes in right through our bloodstream, works with our brain, works with our nervous system, with our heart, and then it helps support the healthy functioning of our body, of our immune system, of our digestion. I use breathing techniques for concentration and focus. There's all kinds of techniques for that, help us with our studying or with our work. Maybe we're working on some projects, extracurricular projects. There's breathing techniques that help us stay focused on those. There's also breathing techniques to help us sleep. I practically every night before I go to bed, I'll do a 5-minute breathing technique to help slow down my heart rate, to kind of just calm my body down and get myself ready for sleep. I find them very effective for myself. And also, for just relationships, improving the way that we communicate with others. You've heard of the term, think before you speak, I'm sure. Maybe it's been said to you or you've said it to somebody else or both. I like to include breathe to that. So breathe before you think, clarity of mind, as I said before, and then think before you speak. And oftentimes your thought will be that much more improved by the breath and the time to settle in and relax before then we speak. And the outcome can be very different with that formula, breathe, think, speak. So let's get started. We'll start with the first one, Bellows Breath, breath of fire. This is an energizing breath. So before we start, think about your own energy level right now. How are you feeling? And a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like low energy, oh, I'm sluggish, I'm kind of dragging today. 5 being like, I'm ready to go, let's do this, let's get started, right? And that's high energy. So sit for a moment and just notice. Notice what your energy level is. And think about what time of day it is as well. That's important information. What you've had to eat, or what you will be having to eat later, or what you haven't had to eat. Sleep, and how all of this is part of where your energy level is now on a scale from 1 to 5. Okay, so now with that information that we have about our energy level, let's see how this first breathing technique, Bellows Breath or Breath of Fire, can help enhance that. So we're going to start with thinking about, think about a puppy or a dog. And I know it's an odd way to start, but bear with me here. Think about a puppy or a dog, and think about them panting. If you've ever seen a dog panting, they've got their tongue out, and I'm just going to show you here. And so they've got their tongue out and kind of just, you hear the breath coming out right through my throat, through my mouth. Got my tongue out, my mouth slightly open. Okay, so dogs pant oftentimes when they're tired, when they've been running, or when they're hot. I know that I spend a lot of time in Puerto Rico, and our family dog there, oftentimes on really hot days, I see him, panting in a corner underneath the palm tree, right? To cool off, but also to energize. So we'll start with this, right? And just kind of practice going through the motions. When you're ready, just kind of start. I know it's odd, and maybe you're in a room where other people are watching me like, oh, what are they doing? Stay with me. We'll move on from the panting breath. We'll just start there. Okay, now close your mouth, and that same rhythm of breathing, we're going to do it through our nose. It's going to feel very different because it's no longer happening from the mouth, it's happening through the nose. So you're blowing out through the nose in quick breaths. You might feel as you're doing it, your belly kind of coming in and out naturally. That's part of the breathing. You might feel a motion in your shoulders a little bit. Also part of the movement. That's totally part of it. And see if you can sort of unlock, relax, unclench your jaw as you're doing this Breath of Fire, Bellows Breath. I know it feels a little bit, it could feel, if you're doing it for the first time, feel a little bit strange, but if you do this breath for, you could start 30 seconds, move on to 1 minute, move on to 3 minutes. Do this breath for 3 minutes. Sometimes I use my telephone as a timer. You will notice, and you keep practicing over time, you'll notice that it produces a lift, an increase in your energy levels. So take a few moments, just take 30 seconds now to practice it on your own, to get comfortable with the breath. And then we'll sit and notice and see just how even 30 seconds of Breath of Fire or Bellows Breath might produce a shift in our energy levels. Yeah, that was 30 seconds. So now just take a deep breath, return to your natural rhythm of your breath, sitting with your back straight. If you're sitting on a chair or on a cushion like I am today. Inhale and exhale, and just notice. Notice. How do you feel? How does your energy feel? How has it changed from the 1 to 5 you were at earlier? Good. Beautiful. So that's Bellows Breath, Breath of Fire, mindful breathing technique, part of Mindful Moments series. So we'll be moving on now to breath technique number 2. And this one will be, the goal of this one is to release tension, to help us relax. So the same as we did with the, before we started Breath of Fire, think about on a scale from 1 to 10, your level of stress. Think about perhaps any kind of tension, your level of tension that you're feeling in your body. Don't try not to think about what is causing this stress. Leave that. The beauty about the breath work is that we're focusing largely on our body, right? And how our body is processing and feeling things, not what is processing or what it is that it is feeling. So leave that aside for a minute and just think from 1 to 5. 1 being like, oh, I'm doing pretty good right now. And 5 being possibly like, oh my God, so much going on, oh no. So just kind of notice that. Where are you? Where are you there? Okay, and now let's see how this next mindful breathing technique, box breath is called, will help to reduce stress and perhaps any tension or anxiety that we're noticing right now. So box breathing, we're going to inhale for 4 counts. We're going to hold our breath for 4 counts. And we're going to inhale through the nose, hold our breath for 4 counts. We're going to breathe out through the nose for 4 counts. And then we're going to hold our breath again for 4 counts. And I will be counting with you. And then we'll be doing it all over again. So the reason why it's called box breathing, so now you know the counts and you know that there's 4 steps. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Think about a box. I'm just going to kind of draw one with my finger here. So inhale, right? One side of the box. Hold, the top side of the box. Breathing out, the other side of the box, coming down. And then holding again the bottom part of the box. So you see the motion, the rhythm that the breathing will take place in, and each one is 4 counts. So we will be doing this together. I can start and you can kind of watch me, get comfortable with it, and when you're ready, join me. So we'll do a few rounds of the box breathing together, and then please, continue to practice. You can do these anywhere, anytime. So this is box breathing to reduce stress, tension, and anxiety. You can put your hands on your lap or just relax them by your side. You can do one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly as well, or you can even draw with your finger to help yourself, guide yourself through the breathing itself. So I'm just going to put my hands down here. So I'm going to inhale 4. We're going to hold 4. And we're going to exhale 4. And we're going to hold 4. Again, breathe in 4. Hold 4. Breathe out 4. And hold 4. I'll do one more with you, and then we'll do 2 rounds just in our own count together. So inhale 4. Hold 4. Breathe out 4. And hold 4. And now you do on your own time, starting now, inhaling 4. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Keep going, do a couple more on your own. Maybe bring a slight smile to your face as you're relaxing your jaw. And notice how you're feeling as you breathe. And when you finish your last round, just sit softly and returning to your natural breath. And now just notice. Try not to fidget. Try not to stay too focused on whatever thoughts are coming and going. Just notice. How are you feeling now? How are you feeling after practicing the box breathing, mindful breathing technique? What do you notice? As I've mentioned before in other segments, one of the most fundamental aspects of mindfulness, anything we do that is mindful in nature, is about being present. It's about being in the present moment. Whether it's mindful breathing, mindful eating, mindful movement, anything that we do, it's about being present. And so that's what we've been practicing now. And this is, like I said, another form of nutrition for the body, another form of doing something to support the healthy functioning of our whole system through something as automatic and as even simple, right, as breathing. But as I said earlier, purposeful breathing. Paying attention to how we breathe. So we're going to close. I like to close with, I often will put my dominant hand, in my case it's my right hand, over my left hand. And I say the right hand because it's the hand that I do most things with, right? It's just my dominant hand. It doesn't really get a chance to rest as often. So I take my right hand and I rest it just over my left hand so that my left hand is supporting my right hand. And it actually feels kind of nice. So I like to close sessions this way and just general slowing down the breath and feeling gratitude. In this case, I want to thank all of you for participating. Thank the Mindful Moments crew and the production crew as well. Montgomery County Schools, Yoga for Youth, and all the people that are helping make these segments possible.